This article here really warns people going to, especially men going to Colombia, looking for love, drugged, robbed, how U.S. tourists looking for love are getting killed in Colombia. A chilling pattern has emerged in Colombia, mainly in Medellin, where Americans seeking romance on dating apps are facing fatal consequences. Families left in anguish and confusion demand clarity as they navigate the aftermath of these enigmatic tragedies. Medellin's allure, with its vibrant nightlife and cultural richness, has a sinister counterpart. Stories of foreigners drugged, robbed, and even murdered after encounters initiated on dating apps are surfacing with alarming frequency. The use of scopolamine, notoriously known as devil's breath, highlights the predatory strategies endangering those drawn by the city's charm. A series of mysterious deaths involving Americans in Colombia has been linked to the use of dating apps, raising concerns about the safety of tourists in the country. According to a report in the Wall Street Journal, Chu Jiang, a Hmong American community activist and comedian from Minnesota, was one of the 8 Americans who died under suspicious circumstances in Medellin in November and December last year. He had been chatting with a woman online during his last visit to the city and asked his brother for $2,000 without explaining why. The next day, his body was found in a remote wooded area. He had been kidnapped and shot for ransom, according to a local friend. It's surreal that in a place so beautiful, my brother died. Jiang's older brother, Jiang, told the Wall Street Journal. The U.S. Embassy in Colombia has warned about the dangers of using dating apps, as some of them have been used by criminals to lure victims into traps where they are drugged, robbed, and even killed. The U.S. State Department has acknowledged the existence of a gang in the city that has previously used dating apps to target people for abduction and murder. It is unclear if the same gang is behind recent deaths of Americans. In the first 10 months of 2023, Medellin's Tourism Observatory recorded 32 violent deaths of foreigners in the city, including at least 12 Americans and 3 British nationals, a 40% increase from the previous year. As per a BBC report, Jeff Hewitt was found lifeless in a pool of blood in his hotel room, his friends wrote online, describing him as an easygoing, wry, kind soul and a victim of a robbery gone wrong. Johnny Jerome died on his 45th birthday. Philip Mullins overdosed after being drugged, according to local reports. In Colombia, where prostitution is legal, it is a common occurrence in tourist frequented areas such as Medellin and Cartagena. Nonetheless, there is no substantiated information indicating that the men who passed away were involved in prostitution. Well, if you're using a dating app, prostitution is the last thing in your mind, because it's easier to meet prostitutes than to meet somebody to be a lifetime partner. You know? Coming back from Thailand, I was there this month, and just walking down Soy 11 woman would just come up to me, you know. So, of course, those women are freelancers. But if I was looking for somebody, for a wife or a partner, that's a little more difficult to meet somebody like that. So Carlos Calle, the former director of the city's tourism observatory, said that it is common for criminals to use scopolamine, an odorless substance also known as devil's breath, to incapacitate tourists. The U.S. Embassy has also warned that this drug, which can sedate people for up to 24 hours, there's a negative stereotype of tourists in the city looking for certain types of opportunities. Kaye said, this is often associated with sex work. He said, Medellin's municipal police and mayor Federico Gutierrez have been tight-lipped about the recent rise in violent deaths, but emphasized that the city's commitment to attracting foreign visitors while combating issues like sex trafficking of minors and the negative stereotype of tourists seeking certain types of opportunities. Well, let me just say there's no reason to be tight-lipped, because if you're a mayor and you're a police chief, you don't want that kind of negative stuff hanging over your city, because you want to attract tourism, because tourism is good for the hospitality industry. So I'm not sure what the point is by being tight-lipped. The city, which has seen a robust rebound in tourism and has become a prime destination for remote workers, is grappling with the dual challenge of promoting a safe and welcoming environment for tourists while addressing the criminal elements that prey on them. A spokesperson for the Tourism Observatory said that the majority of last year's victims were men, but also noted that many cases are still under investigation. Prostitution is legal in Colombia and common in tourist areas like Medellin and Cartagena. However, there is no evidence to suggest that the deceased men were involved in prostitution. So even if they were, what's the big deal here? They're using a dating app. You don't use a dating app to find prostitutes. As the city continues to navigate these challenges, the families of the victims like Xiong seek solace and justice, remembering their loved ones not for the tragic end of their stories, but for the vibrant lives they led and the joy they found in the city of Medellin. As per the BBC report, Xiong recently embarked on his first journey to Medellin, where he conducted a Hmong ceremony aimed at calling his brother's spirit to return home. We don't harbor resentment toward the people of Colombia, he said. I firmly believe that he would have pardoned those who wronged him. Yeah, well, good luck on that. Good luck on that.